Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Easy Peasy Show brought to you by Sportasonic. You can listen to every episode of the Easy Peasy Show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else you usually listen to your podcast on. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Now let's get into the episode. Welcome to the episode. So Jimmy Graham being arrested shortly after he got the bag from New Orleans. Go figure. New Orleans can't keep him off the streets. The
That was
West
a
Coast is
little
a scary place for New Orleanians.
New Orleanians.
Yes, it's a scary place for them. Elevators and streets. It's just not a pretty sight. And whatever else Saints players may do, I don't know. Is that all? Is that those the only bad things they do? Anything else?
I don't know, but from what I understand, it was a health concern. He was just kind of wandering the streets. Sounds, honestly, all jokes aside, does sound like CTE. Something with somebody with CTE would be doing.
Other than
Hopefully, it
killing his whole
wasn't that.
family.
Yes. Hopefully, Jimmy Graham works through this, gets the help he needs. So.
Yeah, I mean, if I was him, I'd probably do the same thing. You really don't want to play football anymore. Probably, you just signed a contract, got all your guaranteed money. Just pretend like you're mental.
Yeah,
Just
I
wander
mean,
into
why
a
not?
street. Dwayne, what's that quarterback's name? Speaking of,
Come on, man.
not what's
Dwayne
his name?
Haskins?
Yes. Why was I thinking? Oh, I was thinking Hassan Haskins. I was like, that's not the guy I was thinking of. But yeah, Dwayne Haskins. Didn't you see? There's like a new file, or not? I'm sorry, not a file. Like the lawsuit that came out, like apparently says that he was like drugged, and apparently this was like a whole setup. And like
What?
you didn't see that? Just go check Twitter
No.
whenever you get a second. And I'll let you read up on it while I continue to talk about Jimmy Graham before I digress too much. But yeah, I guess in all seriousness, yes, we hope Jimmy Graham gets the help that he needs. I think they did a good job. I guess obviously getting him the help that he needed. And speaking of, the Saints are playing right now, but I think they got him to a safe place, or as safe as they could possibly get him. But yeah, hopefully he gets the help that he desperately needs. And I said, best of luck to him and the Saints. Hopefully they can figure out. I don't know if they plan on still keeping him around on the team, or if they after that. He may have passed his physical, but if that was part of the physical, then he failed.
Yeah. But I don't know how you test for certain things like that. I don't know if you can necessarily. I know CTE is so prevalent nowadays, and there's no
Yeah,
way to even find out if you have it until you do pass on.
or
There,
you
so
kill the whole family or wander into a street.
exactly.
Yep.
So
There's signs out there, and Jimmy Graham's probably checked about 9 out of the 10 boxes.
I mean, the one thing that Jimmy Graham has that other guys don't is that he didn't play football in college, at least. But he's played like
Yeah,
800 years in the NFL, so I think that I don't think it really matters that much anymore.
do you think Jimmy Graham can still dunk on a field goal
He can. He
or
already
score?
said he's already done it in practice.
Oh, nice, good for him. I bet when he lands, all his bones crack. Like he's like, ugh, maybe when he lands now.
Yeah, I remember when the Saints brought him in. They said they were asking about like what he's going to be able to do for the Saints. He said, "Well, I'm still 6'8" and I still love
Dunk,
the red zone." So I said, "Fair
dunk,
enough."
sir. This is the Saints, not the Pelicans. Dunk.
Dunk.
Okay.
Zion, big. Speaking of which, more pictures arose from Zion Williamson for the third straight year now, showing that he is chiseled for the summer. I mean, this is more of a tradition than Ben Simmons' great camp
Great
update.
camp. Yeah.
So
Ben Simmons draining half court shots with ease.
yeah, so good for Zion, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. And that's another thing. We'll talk too much about Louisiana. Obviously we're biased because we're from here, but I saw the Pelican schedule. Obviously, I'm a season ticket holder, so I saw the schedule. Couldn't help but notice like the first a good bit of our first games are nationally televised, and then later in the schedule they're not as much televised. And someone made a good point on Instagram. They said, "Oh yeah, we got all the national televised games early in our schedule before Mount Zion collapses." So, makes sense to be
Yeah,
honest. You're not just Zion, but I mean, seems like our whole team. But yeah, anyways, yeah, interesting pictures, like you said, coming out of him. I'm sure we'll be seeing other random athletes too. Um, this, like I said, it's the summer. It's slow, but not so much anymore. Aren't we like a week away from football now, or it's this week, I should say?
Yeah, so
College football.
it's gonna be a week sicko, if you will. I am excited, man.
Yes, weeks ago.
Let me look at the games.
Oh, there's gonna be some low key exciting matchups, just not from any premier teams. The premier team playing week 0 is Notre Dame going against Navy. That should tell you all you need to know. But dude, it's college football. It's college football, bro. We're back. We are so back.
Oh yes, oh yes. The Navy, Notre Dame, San Jose State, USC plays.
The UFC plays.
No, University of Southern
Sugar
California.
Sean O'Malley versus New Mexico State.
Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Caleb Williams.
Caleb Fingernails Williams. Oh.
My thoughts exactly.
Just like whenever the crowd is chanting F you Aljo. I'm not sure if you heard that or not, but people love to hate on. I never really understood it. But what are some other weeks? What are some other week 0 games before we'll talk about the UFC in a little bit.
That's really all like the notable games.
No, go ahead, go through them all. Or most of them. Let's do like 5. Do like 5 more.
Back up, hang on.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Hey, pause.
Hold on now.
UTEP and Jacksonville State.
I was about to say, there's like a green team that plays. What green team am I thinking of?
Ohio and Hawaii.
Yeah. Yes.
Ohio plays San Diego State. Hawaii plays Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt's favored by 17.
Mm-hmm. That's how bad Hawaii is going to be this year.
But the over under is 55.5.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, there's gonna be some. Hey, I'm still gonna watch the games if I can. I don't know which games are gonna be on TV and which aren't, but
UMass and New Mexico State is prime time on ESPN.
Oh, sickos! Dude, they got the yes flags out. ESPN.
I'm pretty sure those are like the two of the worst teams in the country last year.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, I know UMass isn't going to be good. Who'd you say the other team was? I already forgot.
New Mexico State. You see what they did last year. Oh boy. They did have 7 wins. They went 7-6.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you got to look at the schedule. Or look at who they lost now. Whole different team. I mean, something tells me they're going to be favored, regardless.
Yeah, they're playing UMass. They played UMass last year. Actually, beat them by 10.
Anyways, yep. We're excited for college football over here. I'm sure a lot of other people are too.
They lost to Valparaiso 65-3.
It happens.
Yeah, last game of the season too. So
it happens. Anyways, move on really quick to some soccer. Yippee! You want to cover men's or women's first? By men's soccer, I mean U.S. soccer.
Yeah, I'll cover men's. Inter Miami won the cup. No, I'm not very into soccer. I'm not gonna lie. Was this like the championship for the whole season? Like the season's over, or was this some kind of like midway championship?
No, yeah. So it's like a mid-season tournament. Like the way the NBA is doing their mid-season tournament, you kind of know how that's set up, or you kind of like saw pictures of it. Yeah, they pretty much stole that from like all soccer organizations. They just do random mid-season tournaments. They're not really breaks, but it's just like basically extra money to whatever team wins, and you get the bragging rights of the cup. But yeah, there's like group stages and then like a tournament basically, and then yes, you win. You can move on to the finals, and yes, Miami behind Messi won.
I mean, they went from last place into winning the tournament, which is unbelievable.
I say it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I say it's unbelievable, but you had the best player in the world. I mean, anything's achievable.
Yeah, no, it's no, yeah, I should imagine a Korean basketball league picking up LeBron James.
Oh God,
Like, yes, I know you'd be seeing stat lines of 60, 20, 13, or something like that, just on
one
average.
dong tiger.
Ni hao, ni hao. But
Correct.
yeah, and then what's that?
That's a correct.
Uh, and moving on to the flip side, the Women's World Cup is over. Spain remains victorious. I say remains victorious, becomes victorious over England. I believe they won 1-0. So good for them. Like I mentioned, a couple weeks ago, like I said, women's soccer was finally kind of, I guess, back because USA was out of it. So it was a lot more entertaining of a cup. I didn't watch it, but I mean that's just what people are saying. So
Mm-hmm.
take people's word for it. But I was seeing headlines, oh, like most entertaining, women's tournament in recent memory. So, well, wonder why, because there's one team missing from it this year, so it just kind of leaves everything wide open. But yeah,
Yep.
anyways,
And I'm
good for
sure you saw that
Spain.
they fired their coach, US.
Mm-hmm, yep,
So
and
they're
don't worry,
coming
a
back
couple,
for
couple,
revenge.
yeah, a couple years down the road, he'll probably, or there'll probably be some sexual assault charges.
I mean, he. Never mind. We're trying to keep the show PG. Never mind.
Anyways, you can
But
real
yeah.
quickly.
Well, I'll say this: they still can't
Okay.
bring it home, even in women's soccer.
Yes, unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
But hey, at
Not for
least we got
me.
Messi now. Well, yeah, I'm saying unfortunate now because there's a certain girl off the team now. So
Who? Who's off the team?
What's her name?
Which one?
Megan.
Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah, that one.
Why is that
Yes.
unfortunate that she's off the team?
Well, no. I'm saying it's unfortunate now because she's off the team.
Oh
It
yeah,
would be
yeah.
very fortunate if she was still on the team.
Well, I meant bring it home to England. You know how they always say, "Oh, it's coming home,
Oh,
coming home."
I thought Texas said that.
We're back.
Oh, that's what they say. Okay. Yes. No, they just paid Arch Manning $10 million for nothing.
And
You even go see the field.
Quinn Ewers.
One way or another, Texas is going to experience a downfall, whether it's financially or trophy wise.
Probably both.
Oh, we'll see. This may actually be the year. This
Yeah,
may actually be the year. I know
yeah. I
people
mean,
probably said that before, but
we both had them pretty high. So
yeah, that's high hopes for him. I guess we'll see. But if you're ready to move on to a um, quick UFC recap, and then we can do our Victory Monday. If
yeah.
you,
Well, I got one more thing to add. I don't know if you saw this, but Dylan Cruz literally just now before us recording this, just got promoted to Double A. So props to him. Number 4 prospect in baseball, moving on up to Double A. So hopefully, I don't see him getting to the majors this year, but probably next year. So his debut is imminent in the majors, and I don't think Skeens is far behind him either. Who's the top pitching prospect in baseball? So
mm-hmm.
exciting times.
Yep, I guess if that's what you want to call it. Anyways, moving on to UFC really quick. We can just stick to the main card if you'd like, or if you want to do main card and then like pick one prelim. I don't care. Either way, we can.
Yeah, we'll do that. No, we'll do that.
Huh?
One prelim and main card.
All
Pick
right,
your one
cool.
prelim.
Oh, you want to do the prelim right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, okay. I'm going to go with Cody Gibson and Brad Katona. The Ultimate Fighter. The Ultimate Fighter finales are always bangers for the most part. Sometimes it's just a bad mismatch. But man, I don't know if you saw that fight or not. But then those guys left it all out in the line. I mean, dude, they were just standing there swinging for 3 rounds straight. I think Katona's stamina kind of held up against Cody Gibson, and then Katona started catching them. And I mean, dude, it was just back and forth. It was a bloodbath, and it was amazing. Both those guys are probably going to have the. Obviously, Brad Katona got his contract, and so he's back into the UFC. And Cody Gibson will probably see himself back into the UFC too, because there's there's probably quite a few fighters that both of them are better than. So Yeah. Anyways, congrats to Brad Katona, and congrats to both of them for such a great fight. For showing up for the Ultimate Fighter.
Yep, and my prelim will be the Tavares and the Weidman fight. Just kind of sad fight, honestly. Obviously, Tavares did win, but and I think it. And even Dana White said this after the fight. He said, "Weidman, I love you. You need to retire." So, just kind of sad to see that. It's kind of like a Tony Ferguson type of thing. Just come on, man. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, that's right. Let's wrap it up. I don't think most people kind of saw it coming. I mean, like I said, Chris Weidman, unfortunately, he likes to stick to the wrestling, and he's lost. He hasn't lost a step. He's lost about 10 steps. I mean, Brad Tavares, I think, defended every single takedown. I mean, Chris Weidman's, takedown attempts were just awful. He barely bothered to set them up. And I mean, dude, the whole time, Brad Tavares, it just seemed like just to rub, salt to the wound. Tavares was just doing leg kick after leg kick after leg kick. It was, the whole time I was like, oh no, oh, I just, it was such a bad thing to watch. Dude. I thought at one point Weidman broke his other leg because Brad Tavares kicked it so hard, his knee buckled the wrong way, and I thought he broke it again. Broke his other leg, I should say. But no, both his legs were able to stay intact. I guess they should be. I guess technically they're stronger now than they were before. But yeah, that was a good main prelim.
I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if he was in the cast. I thought he just had the wrap with the ice on it around his leg.
It probably was, but he was struggling getting up.
Yeah. He's like, let me hold this chair. And then Tavares says, oh, man, let me help you. What would have been funny? Tavares just slammed him right there, WWE style, backstage drama. And anyways, Weidman needs to hang it up.
Yeah, but hey, to Weidman's credit, at least he attempted to take down unlike other people on this card.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
We'll get into that later, though.
Well, if you want, we can move into the not the prelims, the main card now.
Yeah,
starting with Vera and Munoz. The fight kind of went how I guess we expected it. The judges didn't. I guess we're watching a different fight or something. I think I didn't really. I kind of tuned in late to this fight, so I just assumed Munoz won the first round and Vera won the third round, and the second round was up for grabs. Kind of how I expected it to be. But then, you hear the judges' scorecards, and I think two of them said it was 30-27.
30-27.
Yeah, and I immediately went to Twitter, and I couldn't believe it. Because, and most people who actually did watch the fight couldn't believe that was a 30-27 type of fight. Because Marlon Vera winning all three rounds is just, I mean, hell will freeze over before that happens. So yeah, I don't know what the judges were smoking tonight. All around, they were awful. But like I said, I don't know what the judges have been doing lately. They've been trying to do something. I just don't understand it. So,
and it still wasn't the most shocking score.
Not
in terms of like.
No. Yes, I give it. Yes, yeah. But it was the most shocking, but it was the most surprising. It was the most surprising to hear. I don't know. I'm not sure that's the word.
One was a little surprising. Kind of the same principle as this fight. Later in the card, one was somewhat similar.
Yes, but I don't know. It's I think I predicted Munoz to win, and that didn't happen. But like I said, it was a close fight, regardless. At least I got that right. But the judges seem to disagree. So whatever. That's what I hate. I hate that they're trying to. It sucks. Most of these fights got left up to the judges. 10 of them did.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 9 of them did.
Which honestly, that's not the most surprising thing, being that this is the card it was on. But yeah, man, Vera started off slow, like we kind of predicted. Second round was a toss up. Third round, Cheetah Vera looked really, really good. 30-27 was a little surprising. I'm with you. I did tune in a little bit late. Kind of caught the second half of the first round, the second round, the full third round. So 30-27 was pretty surprising. But ultimately, Vera did get the win. I think he deserved the win. I don't know about – at the end of the day, 30-27 doesn't really matter, although I do disagree with it. It doesn't matter in terms of Chito Vera and Munoz's records, but in terms of the judging needing to get better, it absolutely does matter.
Yeah, absolutely. If Vera won the fight, then yeah, he won the fight fair and square. But seeing a 30-27 score almost makes you think like, okay, did he win the fight? I mean, are the judges just like high or something? Because like this is that score is just straight up not right. Um,
No.
but like I said, it is what it is. A good win for Vera. I think I'm not sure if he's on a streak or not, but either way, he's got his name in the hat now for the for a championship.
Yeah, I think
Technically
he.
a rematch, but
Yeah, I think it. I think that might happen too.
probably I think that's what Sugar wants. So
Yep.
we'll see. We shall see. But moving on to a short notice fight, Mario Bautista and Damone Blackshear. Kind of what another fight, what we kind of predicted was going to be. Well, yeah, I got the Blackshear prediction wrong. I didn't do
Yeah.
too high on my predictions this week, but
Where'd you
I
go?
guess
Do you
that's
know?
what you get. I have no idea, but I get that's what I get for having so many unanimous or so many decisions, I should say, and so really leaves your predictions up in the air. But
Well, when you say like your predictions were bad, are you counting? Are you just saying like who you think wins as your prediction, or your actual?
yes,
Okay, I went 8-4 for the week. I don't know how you did.
yeah, I don't know how I did either, but I know, like I said, it wasn't pretty because I think I got like two of them right on the main card. I don't know, maybe three. Oh yeah, I guess three. I forgot about the Wei Lee Lemus fight, but yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways, as I took my shots on Blackshear and Munoz, but because I
Yeah,
figured,
me
oh,
too.
if it goes to the decision, then the judges are going to be stupid and choose the underdog. But nope, they were stupid and grossly scored for the favorites. But anyways, yeah, Blackshear and Bautista. I believe it was a grappling match. I didn't really get to see much of this one either. I believe I saw Blackshear get his fair share of takedowns. He's a little bit better in the wrestling department as we predicted.
Mm,
Um, I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now. It says he has 4 takedowns compared to 2 for Bautista. I'm not sure how
yeah,
much
but
control time he had, but
no, it wasn't much control time. Honestly, Bautista really did well on the ground with him, which is kind of surprising to me. Even the like the commentary team was saying, yeah, Bautista knows he can wrestle with Blackshear. And after the first round, the wrestling was pretty much rendered useless. It was more so grappling instead of like wrestling. Like grappling is in clinch work.
all right. I don't even know what the final score was for the fight. I don't know if it was 30-27 for all the
Yeah,
judges or.
somebody scored a 30-27, which was just asinine.
Oh, so Blackshear definitely won a round somewhere in there.
I thought Blackshear for sure won the first round. He did have a few takedowns. He did. He pressured more. He had control time. Um, I, Bautista threw a little bit of offense, but it was now he opened it up in the second and third round. I think Bautista definitely won the fight, but man, the first round I thought was for sure Blackshear. I thought the second round was kind of a toss up, but I leaned Bautista, and then the third round was very evidently Bautista. When I heard 30-27, man, I could not believe my ears. Again, like I was like,
Yeah.
golly, man,
And
like
then when you
what
hear
is
thirty
going
twenty
on?
seven and like for a close fight, it really concerns you. It's like, like do the guy I think is going to win not going to win? Because you start thinking like, oh, my guy definitely didn't win the first round, so 30-27, it might get to the other fighter, but nope, it's like all of a sudden, it's like, oh, okay, I guess he won the first round. But yeah, like I don't know, judges maybe the first time back in the Northeast, they're just I don't know. I really don't know anymore, dude. Like I said, I really do feel like the judges are trying to do
Yep,
something
but
new lately, at least this year. I don't
someone's
know if
got to
they
be
got
doing about the
emails or
judging.
saying, hey, change the memo. Let's start gearing your points towards this. But I mean, to my knowledge, that technically hasn't changed. But I don't know. But yeah, still I still give my props to Blackshear taking this fight on very short notice. And I saw him hit the
Hello,
scales. He looked really good. I was shocked. But
I haven't been able to hear a word you've been saying since 23:45.
oh, I cut out really bad or something.
Yeah, no, I didn't even hear a single sound you made.
Oh, wait, what I say? 30-25.
23:45.
23-45.
Yeah, that's what time.
Oh, On the thing? Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? I never said that.
No, 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 no. 23
Interesting.
45.
All right. Well,
Or just
okay.
started off.
I was basically just giving Blackshear some props, his flowers and stuff, and just saying how the judges just basically just need to work on the game. Same thing we've been saying the whole time. So nothing new.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, we cutting that out or what?
No, we're just going to continue like normal because chances are it's still recorded and it was valuable information. So I guess
Okay.
technically now we'll have to cut out this part. No, we'll leave it in there.
It builds
You know,
character.
yeah, I mean, I guess it don't matter at this point. Committed. Anyways, move on to the next fight unless there's anything else you want to say about that.
No, I think 23 again, 30-27 was like you probably mentioned really bad on the judges, but again, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter because he did lose the fight.
Yeah, and we'll move on to the third main event. I'm sorry, the third fight on the main card: Ian Gary versus Neil Magny.
Mm.
Um, Not much to say about this fight. Total bloodbath. What we expected. Even one of the judges said it was 30-24, which I've just never heard of before. But it was. It was. I mean, it was pretty accurate of how the fight went. Magny got his legs chewed up pretty bad. Gary was taunting the whole time. I said, I think he's trying too hard to be the next Conor McGregor. You know, he's like in there flipping him off. You know, like saying "f you," you know, all that stuff, and I don't know. I think Ian Gary is definitely on another level compared to Neil Magny. But I'd like to see, obviously, Ian Gary fight better competition than Neil Magny coming in on short notice. So that's all I have to say about that fight. Congrats to Gary. So
Yeah, I mean, Gary is on, like you said, on a whole nother level. I mean, you beat Magny. I mean, it's not like you beat freaking the goat or anything. So I don't know, man. Short notice, Magny. Did he come in with a leg injury, man? Like
I have no
very
idea.
first leg kick dropped him, and the second one. So
Yeah, but those are more just like I think the leg kicks were just so powerful that he literally just like swept his legs from under him and just made him lose balance. I think it's
maybe,
more or less
but
what
that
that
dude's
was.
leg was gone at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
Poor guy. I do kind of feel bad for him.
Yep. Move on to the next fight if you'd like.
Yeah, absolutely. Another bloodbath. Zhang Weili versus Lemos. Um, I believe it set a record for the biggest discrepancy in total strikes.
Yep. Yep. You would be correct. And like I said, Wei Lee just got takedown after takedown. It was just hammering away on Lemos, which was smart. Yeah, I didn't give Lemos a chance to use her power. I will say Lemos was looking for some Darce chokes in there, but if she was able to get them, but she just couldn't keep up the pressure. Whaley was able to defend them off pretty well, and yeah, the fight wasn't even close. I'm surprised the fight went the distance, to be honest. And I think there was some point in the fifth round, Lemos got dropped really bad by Whaley, but Whaley just couldn't finish it. But
Yeah.
yeah, congrats to the and still champion Zhang Wei. Um, Yep, dominant performance.
Yep. Women's MMA not very fun to watch. I will say though, it did seem like Whaley was very. She had a lot of respect for Lemos's power. The times that Lemos did hit her, it kind of popped her head back. You know, like you can tell she was working with some power, but Whaley was just way too strong on the ground for
Yeah,
her.
no, made in China. She's durable. You
Yeah,
got the tag on her and everything, just like everything here in the U.S.
yeah. So, well, things made in China typically aren't that durable, but
Fair enough. She's the exception. You know, the
exactly.
Chinese don't mess with their athletes that they send over to America. Just ask Yao Ming.
They're all doping.
Oh yeah, I mean Yao Ming was made in a test tube, so
Mewtwo.
yes. I mean, not really, you know, but I mean he might as well have been.
Yeah,
But I'll move on to the main
it's like
event.
that LeBron James lab picture
Yes.
of him in like the canister.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But if you like, we can move on to the main event.
Ooh, let's go.
All right. Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling. Yep. Fight only lasted 2 rounds. Didn't go close to going the distance like we expected. We knew one way or another this fight wasn't finishing, and sure enough, Sean found his spot and was able to knock out Sterling with a clean right, I believe.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I mean, he dropped Sterling and then just went to started his ground and pound. Didn't let up. Ref had no choice but to stop it. And so we have an new bantamweight champion in Sugar Sean O'Malley. I'm back on the train. Like you said, I had 1 foot off. I wouldn't say I was completely off the train, but I thought he was just. I've always thought, Sean is an excellent fighter. He was just getting super annoying and corny. But now he, after seeing his reaction after winning the fight, I'm okay with him now. If he really did something corny after winning the fight, like an Adesanya type, celebration, then I really would have lost interest in supporting this dude. But he kept his composure, gave his flowers to people, and called out the next opponent, and left it at that. So
Yeah, I mean,
sugar
look,
train, baby.
yeah, I mean, look, dude's a great fighter. I'm very surprised that he didn't do something extremely disrespectful after the fight. Um, I would have, I would have dropped the mortgage on him doing something stupid afterwards, but he didn't. So I'm glad I didn't bet. I guess he saw Derek Lewis's celebration a few weeks ago and said, I cannot one up that. So maybe save it for the next pay per view. Um, but yeah, man, look, Sterling, I don't know really what the game plan was for him, but there's no way he executed it well. I mean, it almost seemed like he wanted to stand up with Sean. I don't know. I don't get it. It almost seemed like he wanted to, like, I'm the champ. People are calling me out saying I don't have the hands like O'Malley. Let me try to prove a point and show that I can stand with him. And
Because you
I
don't have the
mean,
hands like O'Malley. No one
yeah,
does.
we see what happens when people stand with O'Malley. Just take him
Yeah.
down. I mean, one takedown attempt is
Yeah, I
crazy.
know. It's crazy to think you have the toughness of Pierre Yan. He's like, oh, Pierre Yan was able to survive in the stand up with him. No, Yan was, but yes, Yan's the toughest guy in the division, and Yan was actively shooting for takedowns against O'Malley because he knew that eventually he'd tire out and get knocked out. Yan, I mean, he knew himself he'd be in a bind if he tried to stand and bang with O'Malley. But yeah, like you said, Aljamain really, I think something went awry in his game plan. I think he had the mentality if he had something to prove. He said, "Oh, I'm the champion. You're not better than me at this particular thing." And like I said, unfortunately, he is better at you at this certain thing. So why, as a champion, do you not, have a champion's mentality of making sure he's not able to use that? I don't
Yeah.
know,
Even
but
somebody like even somebody like Jan, he didn't stand and bang with Jan. I mean, like he had the
mhm.
respect for Jan. He
Yeah,
couldn't
I really
stand
don't know.
Jan.
No.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That belt and that pride will do some things to you.
Oh yeah.
Um, let me say this about Aljamain Sterling, dude. You're gonna sit there and talk all that junk about Sugar can't do this. He's gonna drag him up and down the octagon. It ain't gonna be close. Anyone in there's gonna drag. You're gonna drag up and down the octagon, and then you're gonna lose and say, "Hey guys, look, he's just out here chasing a dream. Props to him for chasing a dream. Like, come on, bro. Come on, dude. Be pissed off that you lost."
Yeah, I guess I have a different school of thought. I mean, I thought it was a pretty classy thing because the disrespect
It
was done before
is.
the fight.
Yeah, but
Anyway, and it's not.
the disrespect has been going on for years now. And
I
now
mean,
all of a
yeah, but
sudden that he beats you, you're like, oh yeah, you
I
just
mean,
back
I mean,
down.
well, you have grace and defeat. I think that's a pretty big thing that fighters like to
No,
have. I mean, unless you're
let
Conor
me say that
McGregor.
it is. But to me, I don't think you should talk all that garbage and then back down and have grace and defeat. I think you should be respectful before. Sure, a little trash talk here and there, but be respectful, which he wasn't beforehand, and then be respectful afterwards.
Right? I mean, they were both respectful to each other, I believe, and they were both disrespectful to each other before the fight. So, I mean, if
That is fair. That is
I
fair.
mean, Yeah,
Sean,
I mean,
like I
Sean
said,
just wasn't
Sean.
didn't say anything to Aljamain just because Sean was more worried about himself and his future, and then I guess Aljamain's future. Like I said, I mean, you get beat, you give props to the guy who beat you, then you look ahead to your future. And I think both of them did that. I really can't remember if Sean said anything about Aljo or not, but
I don't think so. But speaking of the future, where did each fighter go from here? Like, who gets the next crack at Sean, or what does Sterling do? I know he was contemplating a move up to a 145. Likely puts that on hold for now.
oh yeah, most definitely. I think he even said, well, he didn't really come outright and say that, but I think he knows. He knows it's in his best interest to go back into the lab, do some things, and I don't know who his next fight's going to be against, but he'll probably stick to his guns a lot better than he did against Sean. So, and as far as Sean goes, I really don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see where that goes. It just depends what the UFC
Does he
wants.
get the immediate
And,
rematch?
I don't know. We're seeing more and more lately that immediate rematches don't really happen.
I know, but I feel like for a guy who they were arguing is the bantamweight goat, I mean, kind of got to give him that immediate rematch, right?
I don't know. I mean, apparently UFC hates Aljo, so
Look, man, I don't hate Aljo. I am glad that Sugar won. I do think Aljo is a bit of a boring fighter at times, but dude, he sticks to what he does. Good, does well, and he points people to death. You got to give it to him. I mean, he's a smart fighter. He's a great fighter. There's no reason the UFC should dislike Aljo.
yeah, absolutely. It's more, yeah, I don't know. It was more the UFC liking Sean than disliking Aljo. I'd say. Like I said, I had a feeling like one way. Didn't want to say one way or another. Sean was going to walk out there with the belt, but best believe, unless Aljo stopped him, that Sean was walking out there with the belt. So
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know. But yeah, I'm excited to see where the bantamweight's one of the top divisions in the UFC. So I'd love to see where it goes
yeah.
from
It's a
here.
sneaky division too. Like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people get so wrapped up in the lightweight division, maybe the heavyweight division, even sometimes is it the featherweight division with Volk. Man,
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of people just kind of overlook the bantamweight, and it's one of the more stacked. Or no, I'm sorry, not just the featherweight, but before the featherweight, the welterweight division with
There you go.
Colby and Leon and Usman and them. I feel like bantamweight kind of gets put to the side a lot of times because they're smaller guys.
Hmm. Yep. But yep. Congrats to Sean, and we'll see. Like I said, we'll see where the bantamweight division goes from here. Any final thoughts on UFC?
Yeah, just make a prediction. Who's the next fight for him?
I really don't know. I mean, I couldn't
If you
tell
got
you.
to make a prediction,
The only prediction I can make is that I'm probably going to say 90% not Aljo.
yeah, I don't think it'll be Aljo, but I personally think he deserves it, but I don't think he'll get it.
No, I think Aljo's got to fight. I don't know. I don't know. Well, so there's too many. There's way too many routes here for this division to take, and there's still fights on the board to
Yeah, I
see.
mean, you got Triple C, you got Corey, you got Mirab. Ooh, that's an intriguing matchup there. Of course, you got Cheeto, but I don't think Cheeto necessarily deserves a shot at the belt yet over somebody
Yeah,
like
especially
Corey
after that shower
Sandhagen.
video.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that. But Kurt, I mean, do you agree with that? Like, I don't think Cheeto deserves a title shot over somebody like Corey Sandhagen or over somebody like Triple. Well, no, I wouldn't even say Triple C deserves one. I really think it should be Corey Sandhagen.
I do. I really try. If I understood the way the UFC worked anymore, then I'd comfortably give you a prediction. But I have no idea anymore. Now that Sugar's got the belt, I have no idea what Dana White's thinking. He's probably
Yeah,
still
no
just so
telling.
excited.
He was in the shower with Cheeto Vera.
Dana?
Yeah, and Ian Gary.
I'm not sure about that. He's probably spending the night with Sean.
Yeah,
That I could see.
ain't no doubt about that.
All right. Well, if you'd like, we can wrap up with a little Victory Monday. Each give a couple and then call it if you're
Yeah,
interested.
you go
All
with
right.
that.
Would you like to start? Would you like me to start?
You go ahead and start.
All right. We can just alternate. My first one, pretty easy one. Um, first victory Monday goes to the bantamweight division. Now that Aljo, I hate to say he's out of the picture, but I think things are just a whole lot more interesting for the bantamweight division. I guess this victory Monday goes out to the UFC and its fans too, because Aljo and Marab, they were very vocal how neither of them wanted to fight each other. Guess what? Now Marab, he's probably got a chance at getting a championship shot. Like you said, I mean, I guess Vera's in the mix now too, unfortunately, mainly because of Sean's just ego wanting to get a rematch and probably will beat him. And then, I mean, like you said, I mean, Triple C, they're saying, hey, I mean, there's a whole lot in that division now that Aljo's out the picture and he's not running the show anymore. Now it's Sean and Dana, best buds running it together. So congrats to the bantamweight division. You just got a whole lot more interesting. That's my first victory Monday.
Oh yeah, I'll start with the loser. Is that cool?
All right, go for it.
Losers are kind of UFC fans. I mean, I don't think it would have been a close fight, but it would have been a cool fight to watch. Kind of get robbed now of an Aljo versus Volk fight, potential fight.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would have been exciting. All this talk about Volk moving up and getting that belt, but I mean, just as likely would have been Sterling moving up and trying to fight for that belt. So, kind of get robbed of that a little bit, but it is what it is. And in yours, to kind of go off of what you said about the bantamweight division moving on, I think Sterling was going to move on, not move on, but he was going to move up to featherweight regardless. So I think the division was still going to move regardless of whether he won or lost. And I think a lot of that probably had to do with Mirab.
Yeah, probably so. And I did think he was going to move regardless, but now he's not moving. And like I said, now he's not really in charge. And I guess if he beat Sean, he would have been the undisputed GOAT of the division, and then he probably would have had to say so who gets to fight. I mean, let's be honest. If Sean lost, then probably wasn't going to be Sean fighting for the championship. It was probably going to be Marab, and I mean, I don't know who else, but Shelley would have definitely been in the interim champion spot. But no, now we get to keep the division moving even in an even better way. Get the actual championship still on the line, and like I said, just a different person holds it, and probably a much more entertaining fighter holds it. So like I said, pretty much all the championship fights in that division from here on should probably be bangers. Not to say Sterling was an entertaining fighter, but I mean, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. He's a points winner more than anything. So
Yep, kind of like a Adesanya. As much as I do like Adesanya, man, when he gets that belt, he just kind of it seems like he doesn't necessarily go out and keep the belt, but he does just enough to hold on to it.
Yes.
Until he gets knocked out by Pereira.
Yeah.
So,
but all right, I'll move on to another winner over the weekend for my victory Monday. It's gonna be Anthony Edwards. He's been tearing up in the exhibition games for the US of A, the men's basketball team, and good for him. Like I say, he's probably undeniably probably the best person on the team, and also probably the stupidest. I will say that. Like, I'm not the biggest Anthony Edwards fan, mainly because I just think his basketball IQ is just god awful, and I will push that agenda to the day I die. But there's still no denying that he's sadly the best player on the team, the most talented, I should say, and he's been showing it lately. So good for him. Good for Timberwolves fans, and they're going to be bragging about it till the cows come home because they'd be lucky to make the playoffs at this point. But yeah, good for Anthony Edwards. Deserved. Like I said, I mean, you're leading a nation at this point, so good for you, man.
yep. And on the flip side, I'll say another one of my biggest winners is Austin Reeves. Dude's also been balling out for Team USA. He was pretty integral in that comeback against Germany last night or 2 nights ago. So props to him.
Unbelievable. You're trying to push an Austin Reeves agenda.
It happens.
It happens.
Dude, he was great last
Name me
night.
one good defensive play he's done in his life.
I mean, he was good last night. I'm not saying defensively, but he was pretty integral.
People are saying he's a top 40 player in the NBA now.
I don't know about all that, but I do think he was great last night.
Sean O'Malley tweeted, said, "I'm the youngest and hungest UFC champ." You're unbelievable. I'm sorry, but
Did you see the video of him like in the mirror with a belt?
yes, they have like a joint or something.
You the man.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Do you have any more winners or losers for Victory Monday? I'm fresh out. I don't know. Like I said this was a pretty slow weekend.
You don't have any losers?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, maybe.
Magny's leg.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty big loser. Um, who? What else? What else is a big loser?
One more winner I have is also UFC fans, not just losers but winners. The next few weeks we get some absolute bangers, including UFC Paris. So just another week closer to that.
And then, you know what? I mean, you know what else are pretty big losers? UFC fans. Because guess what? We got to wake up like at 6 a.m. next weekend to watch Holloway and the Korean Zombie fight. Really, they're going to be fighting like more like around like 9 a.m. Central Time. But the card still starts like at, like at 5 or 6 in the morning. Like, I don't even. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be bad. But hey, it's best believe I'm going to be waking up for it. Don't matter to me. I'll be there no matter what. Kylian Mbappe style. Pretty sure that's where the quote's from.
I'm pretty sure as well. Last thing I want to touch on is just want to give a shout out to a buddy of mine. His daughter was just diagnosed with a pretty severe case of leukemia. Just want to put him out on the record, say we're thinking of him over here on the Easy Peasy show, and we hope she gets better soon. So just wanted to add that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that's never an easy thing. It's not something that just affects, I guess, the victim, I guess, for lack of better terms, but it's also the family too and those surrounding the family. So yes, thoughts and prayers to them, man. That's just not something you ever want to hear.
No, I believe like 80% of her cells are cancerous as well. So it's pretty far along.
Yeah,
so just found out Friday night. Yep. So, thoughts and prayers to Jordan Gillen and his daughter Josie.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Nothing but the best for them, I hope. And like I said, sucks to hear, but hopefully they can find a silver lining somewhere.
Yep, absolutely. So, well, I think that's it, guys. Thank y'all for listening. As always, it's been real. And I'm looking forward to Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe we'll start our NFL coverage Wednesday. I don't know what we plan on doing, but NFL starts not next week, but I think the week after next. So,
and we can start previewing actual college football games.
Yes, I know. Yeah. Fridays are about to be just a lot more than UFC now.
Oh, let's go.
Yep, I'm excited. And then, the random action games like on a Tuesday night, those are going to be fun to cover too.
The action is amazing.
We'll be recording during some of those games just for a Wednesday episode. But,
RIP in advance, but we do have one more year of it. Pac-12 after dark, baby.
Oh, that's right, because they're north, south, east, west coast.
Oh yeah,
right? Is that how that works? That's why they're after dark so much.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And yep, college football, man, it's back, and we're excited. But yeah, we'll cover the NFL first before. Well, I say before, but we'll I don't know. We'll see what we'll cover in our next episode. But anyways, yep. Thank you all for listening once again. Always appreciated, and we'll catch you guys on our next episode. Peace.
Peace out, guys.